Hey gang, it's JC and this is the Daily Dose for Friday, June 29th, 2012. Combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. We have great television archives up top. We have JC's Eye Candy feature below. It's a long video this week. We'll get to that in a minute. And over in the corner, the results of this week's rock and roll poll question. And by the way, we are updating the Daily Dose every Monday and Friday, but we're going to take Monday off and get through the holidays and everything. So I won't talk to you for about a week. Just enjoy your holiday and we'll come back and do this again next Friday. But anyhow, the rock and roll poll question for the week. Have you ever had... Something caught in my teeth. I try to take care of all this before we go on and it never seems to work. Have you ever had an allergic reaction to something? Number one answer, 38% no, but 34% said yes to some sort of medication. 17% said you had an allergic reaction to something else. 10% said yes to a family member. And 2% said, yes, it was something I drank that I had an allergic reaction to. That stuff's no fun. I will occasionally break out in hives if something bad goes. My mother used to, if she had any alcohol at all, her entire chest and arms and everything would light up. Parts of her face, she was very fair-skinned Irish German, and that happened. I think I inherited some of that. All right, today's rock and roll poll question for the weekend. Reverend Larry Rice. Okay, so he puts a bunch of homeless people into a couple of vans and takes them from down to the New Life Evangelistic Center in the city and brings them out to the Galleria out in the county earlier this week. And what's our question? Our question is, what do you think of that? He's trying to raise awareness for the homelessness issue, and I sort of understand that. Here are your choices for answers. A, great idea. Homelessness in St. Louis needs more attention, particularly in this heat. B, I'm sympathetic to the issue of homelessness, but I'm not sure this will do any good. C, there's plenty of options for homeless people already. Or D, this is just more nonsense from Larry Rice, a self-absorbed publicity hound. Please answer down in the corner. We'll have results for you in a week, Friday, 4th, 5th, 6th of July, right here on the Daily Dose. How about CNN and Fox yesterday screwing up the Obamacare Supreme Court ruling? You know, like the first page said, well, you know, we can't uphold this based on constitutional stuff, but everybody just ran with that. And then on page 2 was like, but we're going to make it a tax issue, and so it's okay, and we're upholding it. So CNN and Fox with egg on their face. And again, this speaks to this issue of just trying to get it first as opposed to trying to get it right. I've gotten my tit caught in the ringer a couple of times on that. But the thing about it is, I've been here 28 years, and you can't let one mistake or two mistakes or even a handful of mistakes be something that somehow defines you. You know, we've broken hundreds of stories in the nearly 3 decades that I've been in St. Louis, and you can't let one or two goof-ups, and that's going to happen once in a while, but it's been happening too often with the internet and stuff like that, but we'll save that for another show. All right, now, if you work in the asphalt business or if you are a roofer, make sure you get your hair cut, put on a clean shirt, because you're going to be on television sometime in the next couple of days. The TV stations just absolutely cannot resist going up on top of a house somewhere where some guy's like mopping tar or some guy laying asphalt when it gets to be over 100 degrees. That having been said, it was 102 at 8:35 last night. I was out here moving the sprinklers around, and I could hardly believe my eyes. This is ridiculous. All right, I don't like to pick on people, but when people just keep doing silly things, you have to say to yourself, okay, what's going on? And what's going on at Channel 5 with Dana Dean? Okay, it used to be Dana Hendrickson, got married to another reporter at Channel 5, Ryan Dean, and they both seem like nice kids. That's part of the problem, though. I mean, they're kids. And, you know, it's almost like these two, but especially Dana Dean, this female reporter, it's almost like they lived in a foreign country or on another planet or something and read books about television news, but never actually saw it. So that when they got a chance to actually do it, they did stuff that sort of looked like it was television news, but there were parts missing, or they had parts of it wrong because they had never actually seen it anywhere before. They had only read it out of a book. So they send this reporter, Dana, and this is not the first time that something has happened where you're asking yourself, what's going on with these two? But so they send her to some sort of Olympic trials or something out in San Jose or something like that. And they're like, now make sure, you know, you do a lot of social media. You take lots of pictures and send them back. So she sends back a picture of her sitting in a rental car. Well, that could have been taken in my driveway. You know, if you're going to take a picture because, oh, here I am in California getting ready to go cover the Olympics, then go stand in front of a sign, stand in front of a street sign, stand in front of a mountain, something that you don't have in St. Louis. But don't just have a shot sitting in a rental car. I mean, it could have been taken at Enterprise Leasing up on Ladue Road, for God's sakes. Oh, man. All right. Let me ruin a summer tradition for you. Drinking out of a garden hose could kill you. That's right, they tested 90 hoses. I don't know who they are, but they tested 90 garden hoses and found all of them had levels of some sort of chemical that's no good for you, but it's in such low levels, don't worry. New poll of America's favorite pies. Number one pie, you guessed it, apple pie. Strawberry rhubarb in second place. I don't think so. Followed by pumpkin at third, cherry fourth, blueberry fifth. Key lime pie, excuse me? All right, new website says they came up with a bunch of celebrities who were fat when they were kids. Russell Brand, that guy's a stick right now. J-Wa from Jersey Shore. Ashton Kutcher, who's another stick. Tara Reid, Ryan Seacrest from American Idol, and Brad Pitt. They were all fat kids. News just came out now, but on Saturday, on June 16th, a 54-year-old off-duty police chief went to a Tampa Bay Rays game down in Florida against the Miami Marlins in St. Petersburg, and at about 9 p.m., he was hit in the thigh by a stray bullet. And they think what had happened is, it didn't puncture his leg, by the way, but it bruised it terribly. Authorities think it was fired into the air by someone miles and miles away. What goes up's got to come down. That was a B. I'm worried about all these fireworks. I'm even hearing that Kirkwood and some other communities are seriously considering canceling their fireworks show because everything is bone dry, and they're afraid that some of those embers and sparks and things like that come down from fireworks, and they're going to have fires all over the place. And maybe this is one year where you just got to say, I don't know, maybe I'll just go to something down on the riverfront, something that's above water or something like that, because I think they're right. I mean, it's, when you drop a cigarette, you're going to set the whole neighborhood on fire. Undercover cops in San Francisco are heading to this week's games against it's the Dodgers and San Francisco, because those two teams always start fighting with one another. Not the teams, the fans. According to a new poll by AshleyMadison.com, a website that hooks people up for extramarital affairs, David Beckham is the athlete women would most like to cheat on with their husbands. Number 2, Tim Tebow. For the first time since the 1950s, dolls aren't the number one toys for girls. You got it, video games. NFL kicking the kickoff back for the late games on Sunday afternoon beginning in the fall from 3:15 to 3:25, because they don't want people having to decide whether they're going to watch the ending of a game, the early game that might be running long. Just means 60 Minutes comes on later and later and later, the CBS games. Eddie Van Halen has confirmed that he did play the guitar lick in the scene in Back to the Future where Michael J. Fox hooks up the Walkman to Crazy Crispin Glover and says that he is, what did he say? Silence Earthling, my name is Darth Vader, I'm an extraterrestrial from the planet Vulcan. Eddie Van Halen says he was just playing junk, though, playing noise. There wasn't any song. Bob Seger's house burglarized by a 20-year-old longtime trusted family friend. If you dropped your cell phone in the toilet, would you reach in and fish it out? In a new survey, 59% said absolutely I would. Survey also found that 63% would dig through the garbage to find their phone, 25% would physically fight someone, 17% would run onto train tracks to retrieve their phone, and 12% would run into traffic. All right, we have the greatest of all holidays coming up, 4th of July. Martin Luther King Day, most people, that's just a day off. Valentine's Day is not the greatest holiday, particularly if it just broke up with somebody. President's Day, that's just betting sales and a day off. St. Patrick's Day is a lot of fun, but you end up regretting everything on March 18th. April, no holidays, although opening day usually happens, and that certainly counts. Memorial Day, pretty high up, but I'm going to hopscotch over that. No holidays in August. Then you got Labor Day, which is the worst of all holidays because it's the end of summer. You got to go back to school. Another President's Day in October. That's another day off. Halloween, if you dress up, or you got kids, I guess it is, but for the other, 4/5 of America, probably not so much. Thanksgiving just starts the the business of people being in your house who won't leave. And then Christmas is just turned into pure commercialism. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are just awful. It's amateur night, as your father used to say. But then you got the 4th of July. The weather is great. The pools are open. The food is great. The fireworks are great. It is the greatest of all our holidays all year long, so I hope you enjoy it. Speaking of the 4th of July, that means the VP Fair, and back in the 90s, Peter Parisi, Worldwide Magazine, PEP, did a story on Worldwide Magazine about him getting chased out of the VP Fair. Eric Mink and I are featured in this whole thing, and it's really cool. It was that cable access show that used to be on Friday nights on like Charter or Crown Cable or whatever it was, and it is really, really funny. I mean, he's got such a band of misfits, and they don't care. They are the least pretentious people you've ever seen on a TV screen, and it was really, really funny stuff. So enjoy that PEP. That is JC's Eye Candy video today, and it is right below what you're looking at. All right, that's it. Reverend Larry Rice shuttling homeless people into the Galleria. What do you think? That's our rock and roll poll. Please answer. We'll have results for you. Going to take a week off. See you again next Friday, July 6th. In the meantime, that is it. The Daily Dose for June 29, 2012. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. Stay cool, everybody. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.